Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video. We moved house and it's taken us a little while to get settled. All of our stuff's been packed up in boxes, so I haven't really been doing as much creating as I would usually like. Even my junk journal's been packed away and all of my stuff, so I haven't even been journaling in my journal. The only thing I've kind of been keeping up with is Rue's baby album and managing to get the zines ready each month. So to get back into making videos, I thought that I would do some journal with me's, but I thought I would do journal with me's using the pages from our journals zine. So I thought that if I did a video for each month, so I'm going to catch up on January, February and March. So if I did a journal with me using the zine, you can kind of see what you get in it and how you can use it in your journal, that kind of thing. So if you've got the pages from our journal zine before from my Etsy shop, you would already know what sort of things come in the zine. I'm putting mine together every month, so this is all the way up until March so far, and it's going to continue to be stuck together all the way through to December and be one big book. So in the actual zine itself, you get journaling prompts and sometimes you get extra little pages full of inspiration. So sometimes they can be features of inspirational people or like little personal mock journal type pages that you can have a look at for inspiration and sort of recreate in your own journals. This particular journal with me is going to be using the January printables for the pages from my journals zine. So I'm going to use the prompts for January, and I'm also going to use the printables for January, which are here. And then in the next video I'll do the February zine, and the video after that will be the March zine. So like I said, I haven't really been journaling. I haven't been journaling in this book at all. It's been packed up and I haven't had time because before that I just had a baby and it was just been too hectic. So this journal's been pretty neglected, and I've got quite a few things that I want to get into this book, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I'm just going to speed you up and I'm going to do a voiceover for these process videos. So I hope you enjoy. If you're interested in seeing how I use the zine, then just keep watching.
So in the zines, you usually get 8 or 9 printable images, like little pieces of ephemera, so they can be little journaling cards or vintage ephemera, or sometimes they can be exclusive vintage linens, which I try to include in each month. So usually I just take all of my printables and just start cutting them out, and so that's what I'm doing here. I've also got beside me a bunch of things that I've been collecting, so photos over the past couple of months that I haven't documented yet, that I haven't put into my journals yet, and there's some other printable images there and some bits and pieces from like Happy Mail and like some Polaroid photos and just things that I've accumulated that I've been keeping all together ready to put into my journal at a later date. And you can see that I've just printed these printables out on regular copy paper, so they're quite thin, which is good in a way because I don't want my journal to get too bulky as it does, because I put so much into it. So just by printing them on copy paper, they still look good, but they take up less bulky space. You can also print them on a better quality paper and you'll get an even better result for the printables. So if you wanted to use them as like journaling cards or have them loose in your journal, they would be on a less flimsy paper. I've been finding that I use them mostly for collaging or sort of like a background bit of decoration in my journals or in my scrapbooks. So I'm pretty happy to print them on copy paper. So here I'm cutting out a page from the zine. So if you wanted to, you could cut this out and glue it into the zine like I did. You could also print it out smaller as I have here and put it into your own journal if you like looking at it. Otherwise, what I would do if I didn't create this zine myself and the page myself, I would use that as some inspiration to make my own mood board, because that's what that page was. It was my own little mood board that I made for the year. So in the January zine, a lot of the prompts were centered around goal setting and sort of what you envision for the year ahead, as well as looking back on the year that just passed and just reflecting and trying to get some clarity on what things you'd like to achieve this year. So It was interesting as well to do this exercise in March, because this is when I was catching up and using the January zine, and to see how some of these goals have already started happening, or how maybe I haven't been acting on them as much as I should have. So that's another thing that I wanted to mention, that you don't have to use these zines for the particular month that I've created them for, though they are designed so that you have a new zine each month. If you haven't got any of them yet and you are interested in having a try, it doesn't matter if you download the January zine in April, May, June, July, August, it does not matter. So you can use the prompts for whatever month you are, or you could use all of them at once like I did. I did a big journaling session using the January, February and March zines all on one day to film these videos for you guys. And mostly, to be honest, I was just kind of putting in photos and things that I had been accumulating, like I said. But it was handy to have the zine there and to look at some of the prompts and get my mind thinking of things that I could write about. I find as well that the prompts, you can keep it quite simple with your answers, but you can also use the prompts to write quite a lot, because they seem to raise more questions than just what I've given you. You can really explore those sorts of themes a lot deeper than just what I've given there on the prompt list. Some people really enjoy writing and some people find it really difficult. So the prompts are there to help you sort of get thinking of things you could write about each month if you've got a bit of a mind blank with what you could be writing. But if you don't like writing, you definitely don't have to use them either. There's a lot of other fun things in the zine, like the printables that I've mentioned. So as well as the little printable images that you get, you also get the zine pages blank. So you can see that on the edge of the screen, the January page with the prompts. You also get that paper with no writing on it. So you can actually use that as a digital paper, and sometimes there are also additional digital papers in the zines as well. So you can use them when you're making junk journals, or you can use them for collaging, or you can use them in your own journals. You can cut them up into pieces and really just use it like scrapbook paper. So there's so many options with what you can do with them. So here I have these cute little Polaroid pictures of my boys. So because the Polaroids are so thick, I used double-sided tape, and I also just put a staple up the top of them to make sure they're not going to fall out. And then I'm having a look there at the digital papers that come in the January zine, and just trying to work out if I want to cut anything out, if I want to use it as a background. My journal that I'm using at the moment is kind of challenging me in a way, because a lot of the pages have a lot going on already, which isn't unusual for my journals that I make myself, except there's a lot of extra book pages in here, and I have a hard time covering those images up because I love them so much. So a lot of the pages I feel like I can't cover them too much with my own stuff, or I don't really want to cover them too much. So I'm still kind of getting used to working in this book. Also, going from that large personal journal that I was using before this journal and then going down to this size is challenging in itself, because before I had so much space to work with, and now I think I'm working with about half that space. So it's just a bit different. So I backed that picture of Rue onto some of the digital paper that comes with the kit, and just use that as like a photo mat and stuck it down onto one of the pages. And then I'm just copying in a quote that I came across that I wanted to remember, so I just wrote it down in my journal. And that's about it for this episode. So just to give you a bit of an overlook at the kinds of things you get in the kits and the sort of things you can do with it. As I said, I will be doing a journal with me for February and March as well, so you can see how the pages and the printables differ. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't anything too exciting, but it was certainly good to have a little catch-up session in my journal, ease myself back into creating, because it feels like it's been forever. So I hope you guys are all doing really well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.